Ready? Going live. Good afternoon and welcome to the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. We've got final weekend WBBL Championship action between the Nottingham Wildcats and the Newcastle Eagles. Apologies for the slight delay in start, a couple of technical issues, but we should all be up and running now. And I did speak to both coaches pre-game, and we will try and get you some of those during timeouts and quarter breaks, so you are all caught up on the coaches' thoughts. But both coaches trying to carry some momentum into the playoffs, which start next Saturday up in Newcastle as part of May Madness. The Nottingham Wildcats just need the one win in the last 2 games of the regular season, the last 3 games of the regular season, to clinch the 4th overall spot in the WBBL Championship. And as for the Newcastle Eagles, they are right in the mid-pack and have a chance to finish anywhere between 5th and 8th, with Chris Bunton's side already confirming themselves into the playoffs. The 2 leading scorers in the WBBL Championship are in action this afternoon. Alison Gurrell for the Newcastle Eagles coming in averaging 23.8 points per game, and Chelsea Shumpert for the Wildcats averaging 19.2. Reminder that this is the final weekend of the season. Games going on all throughout the weekend, with a couple of games as well on Wednesday to finish the schedule. But as mentioned, the playoffs do start next Saturday live on the Sky Sports YouTube channel for every single WBBL playoff game. Starting 5s this afternoon for the Nottingham Wildcats: 1 Chelsea Shumpert, 12 Moa Lundqvist, 14 Rebecca Dromo, 21 Praise Egbereva, and 24 Simone Costa. For the Eagles, it is 4 Maddie McVicker, 9 Abby Lowe, 13 Deborah Rodriguez Perez, 14 Ori Chukwu Etu, and 23 Alison Gurrell. Newcastle Eagles at near relative full strength, obviously having lost Georgia Smith just before the Durham game last week. So Chris Bunton a little bit limited with players he's got available. As for the Wildcats, Tia Freeman still out with a hand injury suffered in the training just before the Sevenoaks Suns game, and she will hopefully be fit for the playoffs, but is still undergoing a bit of recovery as both teams make their way out onto the floor. It'll be Newcastle in their white strip and Nottingham in the green and white stripes. Both these teams in action tomorrow as well. Newcastle will host the Manchester Mystics, and the Wildcats here at home against Durham. Referees this afternoon are Kevin Kinsella and Jade Lucas, and we are about ready to get underway. Jump ball eventually into the hands of Chelsea Shumpert, so it'll be Nottingham with the first offence of the afternoon. Nottingham, of course, coming in off the back of a 67-62 road victory against Cardiff in midweek. Shumpert fires at the 3, a little bit short, and Alison Gurrell with the defensive board. Newcastle, last 2 games both against Durham, and the 2 northeast sides managed to split the series, both winning their home game, as McVicker tried to find Gurrell on the back door, But Alison Grell stopped the cut, and McVicker's bounce pass flies out of bounds. It's an early turnover for Chris Bunton's side. Dromo looking for Shumpert, who comes off the baseline. Lundqvist in the post against Small and McVicker. Turnaround jumper a little bit too short, but Simone Costa with the rebound finds the cutting Moa Lundqvist, and she's able to convert at the second opportunity. And Nottingham Wildcats have the first points of the afternoon as Abby Lowe drives, loses the handle, knocked away by Shumpert. Lundqvist pass ahead to Costa, and Simone Costa, who's been in terrific form the last few games for the Wildcats, able to lay it home for two. Costa averaging nearly 19 points a game in the last 5 outings, and it's been a huge scoring boost since the departure of Jasmine Joyner. As Rodriguez Perez at the top finds Lowe, 8 on the shot clock. Lowe again trying to drive on Shumpert. Good defense by Shumpert. Lowe turns it over, and Nottingham again looking to run. Shumpert pull up 3 from the right wing, nothing but net, and a really quick timeout by Chris Bunton. 7-0 run in 100 seconds, and he will talk it over with his side. Welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats arena after that quick timeout by Eagles head coach Chris Bunton. His side trailing 7-0, and we'll see if the Eagles can respond to that timeout. Be the American guard out of Maine, Maddie Vicker, who sets the offense up. Eagles trying to establish a post with Rodriguez Perez out to McVicker. Her 3 well off, and another defensive rebound for the Wildcats and a chance to run in transition. Costa able to get to the middle and is fouled by Rodriguez Perez, and Newcastle Eagles right now really struggling in transition. That'll be the first foul of the afternoon. And for the Eagles, Rodriguez Perez foul trouble is a key down the stretch of the season. Eagles severely lacking in interior options inside, and it'll be important for Rodriguez Perez to play as many minutes in the playoffs as possible, as Costa able to go 2 for 2 from the line. And a pleasing start for coach Kenrick Leiber, especially on the free throw shooting, something he's been continuing to emphasise in training after recent struggles. And Perez Egbereva managed to make 2 clutch ones against Cardiff on Wednesday, as Abby Lowe able to connect from the right wing. Abby Lowe flying off a pin down screen, and she's able to get Newcastle's first points of the afternoon as Shumpert finds Egbereva rolling to the rim. A little bit short, contested rebound drops into hands of McVicker, and she will find Gurel, who's trailing in transition but wide open. A good look for Alison Gurel, but just a little bit off to the left. And again, Wildcats looking to push in transition. Costa read the pass to Lundqvist a little bit too late, and a Newcastle Eagles player able to get their hands on it and force the turnover as Gurel goes back the other way in transition, spins on Costa, but her layup a little bit off to the left again. So some early troubles for Alison Gurel from the floor, the leading scorer in the WBBL. As Costa now to Lundqvist. Shumpert looking for the ball screen, 8 on the shot clock. Pull up jump shot blocked by Abby Lowe, and ball will trickle out of bounds, and 4 seconds left on the shot clock as Chelsea Shumpert gets a flop warning from the referee. It'll be Rebecca Dromo to inbound. Finds Lundqvist wide open on the elbow, a little bit short. And Ori Chukwu-Etu with the defensive board. Gorell in the post, working on Shumpert, knocked away by Shumpert. And the Eagles will retain possession. 16 left on the shot clock. And it'll be Abby Lowe to trigger the inbound. Lowe looking to work on the baseline, doesn't get it. Chukwu-Etu with the three. Newcastle Eagles again a little bit off to left, but a foul on the rebound. This one on 21. That's Praise Egbereva, her first and team's first of the afternoon. Gorell catches the long inbound pass, finds McVicker, right corner three, up, in and out for Maddie McVicker. And the Newcastle Eagles slow start continues. They're now 1 of 5 early on, including 1 of 4 from downtown. As Shumpert now gets the ball screen. Costa on the baseline, has to kick out Dromo, 5 on the shot clock. Gets it knocked away by Alison Gorell, but illegally so. Gorell catching a little bit of the arm. So she'll be called for her first personal of the afternoon, and changes for both teams. And Praise Egbereva, having picked up a personal foul in... takes a breather for the Wildcats, and in is Shania Rose. And as for the Eagles, it's looking like Rachel Bland will be checking in for Ori Chukwu-Etu. And in fact, the referee just dealing with some uniform things, so we'll see who checks in for the Eagles. Understand there's been a little bit of a memo going out regarding the tightening of uniform policy heading into the playoffs, so Bland is now back onto floor and ready to continue. And now it looks like Moa Lundqvist with a little bit of a problem. And in fact, Chris Bunton will go to the bench again. Just a really slow passage of play here. Nottingham, Deborah Rodriguez-Perez will check out, and in for the first time wearing 6, Amelia Oates. And it looks like finally we are ready to get back underway at 4 minutes gone here in Nottingham. Wildcats leading 9-3. Shumpert now gets to switch off the ball screen, going to work on Oates, gets by it and gets all the way to the rim. And the Wildcats leading scorer, Chelsea Shumpert, up to 5 points here early on. As Abby Lowe on the right wing finds McVicker, she's wide open. Dromo went to help off, and Maddie McVicker unable to connect, and it'll be Simone Costa pulling down the defensive board. Wildcats trying to feed the post. Costa to Lundqvist, but McVicker comes across with the help side, able to knock it away. Wildcats nearly threw it away into the backcourt, but Dromo able to finally keep control. Credit to Chelsea Shumpert for avoiding the backcourt. Now she'll pull up from 30 feet. And that a little short, so really disjointed possession for the Wildcats. And Chris Bunton there just trying to get the play call in and try and get his side settled. Newcastle looking a little bit shaky early on here this afternoon, as McVicker now with the ball at top, waiting for the ball screen with Gorell. Wildcats switching it, so Gurel got Jerome on her. Kicks it to Bland in the corner, skip pass to McVicker. McVicker again, another wide open look for the three. And this time Maddie McVicker makes no mistake. And having missed the first three from downtown, Maddie McVicker finally able to capitalise on the good luck she's been getting. And a foul called, I believe, on Moa Lundqvist working inside. Didn't have an angle of that from where we're sat here at the Wildcats Arena, but indeed the offensive foul called on Moa Lundqvist. So that'll be her first personal second team foul of the game, and in for the first time for the Wildcats, Maisie Everson. Wearing 5 as Everson under the screen from McVicker. McVicker decides against the three, but now she's open in the corner. A little bit long this time by McVicker, but Rachel Bland able to control the offensive rebound, lets Gurel attack. She kicks it to Oates. Gurel back in the corner. Three a little short. Flop warning from Gurel. Same that we saw with Shumpert at the other end, but Eagles able to convert on the offensive rebound. And suddenly Chris Bunton's side got it to a one possession game as Shania Rose pulls it up. Leaves it a little long, but Simone Costa flying in on the weak side for the uncontested offensive rebound and putback. So the Wildcats Darts doing a lot of damage here early on. 11 points for the starting backcourt as Gurel steps on the baseline. And Alison Gurel looks a little heated at the moment, not happy with the flop warning. And Chris Bunton again rotating. Looks like Ori Chukwuetu back in for Amelia Oates. And Chloe Gaynor also heading to the scorer's table. She will replace Moa Lundqvist for the Wildcats. That'll be Simone Costa to handle it. Nearly knocked away by Chukwuetu. But ball in the hands now of Shumpert. 8 on the shot clock. Eagles seem to be working what almost looks like a zone, but Shumpert keeping the dribble alive. Gonna have to force a tough one up. Gurel with the block. And that will be a 24-second violation. Good defense by the Eagles to keep Shumpert in front, and she had to force a contested shot up, and Alison Gurel able to get her hand on it as Abby Lowe checks out, and Rodriguez Perez back in for the Wildcats. And Praise Egbereva back in for Nottingham, presumably to match up with Rodriguez Perez. And it'll be Chelsea Shumpert taking her first break of the afternoon as Costa trying to find it away from Gurel, but McVicker again wide open. Wildcats unable to execute the switch, but Maddie McVicker's struggles from downtown continue as she can't get that one to go. And Simone Costa now running the offense for the Wildcats. Everson with the back screen for Egbereva down low. She works on Gurel. Hook shot by Egbereva in and out, but she gets her own offensive rebound. That's blocked by Rodriguez Perez. Egbereva keeps it alive for a third time. Great hustle by the young German international. No doubt should be annoyed at herself for not converting, but keeping the possession alive. And Simone Costa on Wildcats' fourth shot of the offense, still unable to get it to go. And the Eagles finally with a defensive board. McVicker to Gurel, down low to Rodriguez Perez, in and out. Good ball movement for the Eagles, and Rachel Bland able to knock down the elbow jumper, and Chris Bunton shouting out, looks like he's going to set up in a 1-3-1 zone. Everson wide open right wing, a little off to the left, and Alison Gurel will let the ball go out of bounds. So a good change in defense for the Eagles. Apologies for the scoreboard issue. It seems to have frozen, but it is Nottingham 13, Newcastle 10, as Gurel again looking to drive, forced to kick out McVicker, this time not wide open on the 3-point line. Finds Chukwuetu, who is, and her three is up and good. Ori Chukwu-Etu with her first field goal of the afternoon. And Newcastle now 3 of 10 from downtown. They're only 1 of 2 from inside the arc, as Gaynor's skip pass was probably due for Everson, but Rose McDonald picked it up. Everson now to Costa. That's off Egberiva, offensive rebound, and she lays it home for 2. And it looks like Ori Chukwu-Etu took a blow to the face, and she is down on the floor. And she is down and waiting to see if she is all right to continue. Chelsea Shumper at the scorer's table, along with Mariam Olawayan for the Wildcats. And a reminder, while we've got a little break in play, the May Madness giveaway closes today. So if you head over to the Nottingham Wildcats Facebook page, you are able to see the pinned thread at the top and just have some comments about your feedback, and you'll be entered into the giveaway, the winners of which we will announce on stream here at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena tomorrow. And stay tuned if you entered the fan survey that we were running last week. The winners of that will be announced at the end of the first quarter, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and we will announce the 2 winners of the Beneco's bag and the Nottingham Wildcats jersey we have, as we're now able to resume. Chukwu-Etu came off, replaced by, I believe, Rachel Bland, checking back in as Rodriguez Perez in the corner. Nearly too long for Guerrero, but she's able to keep it alive. Bland, shot clock down to 5. She fires the long range 3. And Rachel Bland able to knock down her first triple of the afternoon. So Eagles with 4 triples in this opening quarter, and they have taken their first lead of the afternoon. Chris Bunton's side were trailing by 9 early on as Egberiva to Olawayan finds Shumpert. Another deep 3 by Shumpert, just a little short. And Alison Guerrero able to pull down the defensive boards, and she looks to push, finds McVicker. Driving lane opens up. Maddie McVicker runs into Egberiva. Good defense by the German, and Chelsea Shumpert with the shot clock off is going to push. Finds Shania Rose, her left corner 3 up, and that is off. So Wildcats not taking her, but Guerrero dribbling it, and praise Egberiva able to knock it loose and force the tie up with 7 seconds left of the quarter. Good hustle again by Egberiva, who's been everywhere. She looks like she's got a little bit of a knock and it's asking for a sub. And it'll be DJ Casanova running to the table to get the sub for his final 7.2 seconds. As Guerrero looking to make it from the foul line, indeed she does. And Newcastle Eagles with a dominating end to the quarter. The Nottingham Wildcats had jumped out to an 11-3 lead. But now the visiting Newcastle Eagles lead after one, 18-15. And now we would like to congratulate the winners of the giveaway. So thank you to everyone who entered the giveaway. The winners were randomly selected, and the winners are Ellie Petch, who will be winning the Wildcats top, and Laura Doherty, who's won the Beneco's bag of goodies. The club will be in touch in an upcoming days to contact both of you to arrange the delivery of the prize. So a quick chance to look at some stats for the first quarter here at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. Leading scorer for the Wildcats is Simone Costa with 6 points to go with 4 rebounds and 2 steals. And as for the Eagles, Rachel Bland and Abby Lowe both with 5 points. And Chris Bunton's side really firing from downtown early on. 12 3-point attempts in that first quarter, and the Eagles just 3 of 5 from the 2-point line. And the 4 made threes has been enough to put the Eagles into this lead, and they'll be confident they can get some more looks. Maddie McVicker, who's normally super reliable from downtown, just 1 of 6 so far. But the look she's got will no doubt be pleasing Chris Bunton, and if she continues to get them, you would expect at some point she'll start knocking them down. As the Eagles are the first team onto the floor for the second quarter, it looks like they will come out with McVicker, Gurrell, Lowe, Bland and Rodriguez Perez. And we're still waiting for Kenrick Leiber to finish the huddle. And Wildcats are now coming out. It'll be their possession for the start of the second quarter. Lundqvist, Olawayan, Casanova, Shumper and Costa look like they're heading out onto the floor. So a really small ball lineup for the Wildcats. Haven't seen Simone Costa effectively run the 4 much this season. And it'll be Olawayan to handle. Eagles again in a zone, looking to trap early on. Ball inside to Lundqvist, skip pass to Costa, was deflected, but Costa able to drive. Rodriguez Perez knocked it away, but the ball into the hands of Moa Lundqvist. And Moa Lundqvist able to knock it down once again. As Rodriguez Perez skips it to Gurrell. Gurrell, who's now finds McVicker. Her corner 2 is up and good. Manning McVicker just towing the line on that jump shot. And the Eagles retain their 3-point lead as we into the opening stages of the second quarter. Shumper to Olawayan, now finds Simone Costa. Costa again looking for some contact, missed the layup, putback attempt, and she is fouled by Rachel Bland on the putback. So Rachel Bland's first personal foul of the game, just the 4 personal fouls in that first quarter. And it'll be Simone Costa back to the line. Costa, the only player so far this afternoon to make the trip to the line. And Costa again able to make 2 for 2. So Wildcats, who are still bottom of the free throw standings at 61.4%, start off with 4-4 by Costa as she gambles trying to get into the passing lane with Gurrell, but Gurrell skips it to Abby Lowe. One dribble pull up for Abby Lowe is good, and the Newcastle Eagles really found their range as they look to set a little bit of a press, but Simone Costa breaks it and trying to be aggressive. Again, Simone Costa in transition, she get it tapped away out of bounds by Rodriguez Perez, and it will be the Wildcats ball from the end line. Casanova to Costa. Costa waiting for Lundqvist to come set the screen, now gives it off to Shumpert. Casanova in the corner. Lundqvist spinning, finds DJ Casanova, she's wide open, left wing 3, up and good for the Nottingham Wildcats Academy player. And the scores are now tied at 22. Wildcats also struggling from downtown early, they're now just 2 of 10 as Gurrell, short corner jumper, short again. Alison Gurrell again looking for contact on the jumper, but referees happy the challenge by Shumpert was clean. And the Wildcats have a chance to take the lead as Shumpert comes off a triple screen. Casanova trying to find her and tries to force the pass there, and will turn it over as Ori Chukwuetu, who seems to have recovered from picking up that knock in the face, is ready to come back in, and she will give Maddie McVicker her first breather of the afternoon. As the inbound pass stolen by Olawayan, and she's able to lay it home for 2. So heads up play by Mariam Olawayan. And the Wildcats now do get the lead as Abby Lowe again loses the handle, and Chelsea Shumpert finds the ball in her hands, finds Casanova. Wildcats unable to convert, the numbers advantage in transition, and it'll be Simone Costa stopping behind the screen to fire it up and knock it down. So back-to-back triples for the Nottingham Wildcats. And Chris Bunton has seen enough and will call timeout. And now I'd like to give you a little bit more information about the 1976 challenge the Nottingham Wildcats are running. And I must at this point give a shout out to Eagles fan and host of the WBBL review, Mark Milburn, who has signed up for this as well. And what the club are looking to do is to get 1,976 miles covered by either running, swimming, biking or walking during the month of May. And all you need to do to sign up is head over to the Nottingham Wildcats website, and there's a little bit more information on there. And all you need to do is pick up some sponsorship, join the crowdfunding survey and complete your mileage. Every little helps. We will talk about that more coming out of half time. And it'll be the Eagles, after Chris Bunton had to use that second time out of the first half, who will get us back underway. Maddie McVicker, after just a 45-second break, able to come off the bench as Chelsea Shumpert drives into the passing lane, gets the steal, and she will go coast to coast, get the contact from McVicker. And Chelsea Shumpert will head to the line for 2. Second team foul on the Eagles, first on McVicker. Shumpert able to go 2 of 2 yet again. So Wildcats may have found some rhythm from the free throw line, which would be a big plus heading into the WBBL playoffs. As Eagles now back in a 7-point gap. Lead has been as large as 9. Find Rodriguez Perez in the post. She spins on Lundqvist, and that is a little bit off to the right, but Gurel in and strips Olawayan, and Alison Gurel driving in, gets some contact, and Moa Lundqvist able to pull out the rebound. Gurel disappointed she couldn't make that shot, and now Chelsea Shumpert foul line pull up just a little short. But another good luck for the Wildcats as this game continues to have huge momentum swings, and Coach Chris Bunton talking about wanting to try and get some consistency heading into the playoffs. He's certainly not getting that from his side early on, who twice have seen Nottingham have big runs, as Bland, 4 seconds on the shot clock, finds Gurel. Her corner three up and short, and Moa Lundqvist with another defensive rebound, and she's able to hand off to Shumpert, 3 on 2. Shumpert drives again, a lot of contact, and referee happy with the defense. This time good stand by Rachel Bland, forces the miss. And Maddie McVicker calling for the Eagles to be in horns, and she's working on Shumpert, gets by, goes to the pull up, rolls in and out again for Maddie McVicker, who's now 2 of 9 shooting. And the Wildcats continue to work on this 10-0 run, as Chukwuetu tips the pass away by Olawayan. Freeman on the bench. It's Lundqvist goes to the spin, leaves it short, and Alison Gurel able to pull down the board. That's Gurel's 4th rebound of the afternoon. She finds Chukwuetu, and Moa Lundqvist called for the hold. Chukwuetu tried to find Rodriguez Perez inside, and that'll be the second personal on Moa Lundqvist. And changes for both sides as Amelia Oates back in for the Eagles, replacing Rachel Bland, and Perez Egbreva in for the Wildcats, replacing Mariam Olawayan. McVicker wide open off the back screen, off the inbound play, but blows the layup and then has the rebound stripped by Shumpert. Shilber far ahead to Simone Costa, and Simone Costa able to lay it home again for 2. And the Wildcats now up to 14 points off Eagles turnovers, 11 fast break points for the hosts, and they now have their joint largest lead at the game of the 9 as Simone Costa again tried to shoot the passing lane. Gurrell takes it into traffic and Moa Lundqvist pulls down the miss. Alison Gurrell also having a rough afternoon by her high standards. She's 1 of 7 as Egbrever works on Rodriguez Perez and gets the left-handed hook to go. So the German junior international continue to develop her post-play, and she again has been a huge boost for the Wildcats, replacing the missing Jasmine Joyner as Gurrell's wraparound pass finds Chukwuetu. Her long two a little bit off, and Chelsea Shumpert's again trying to push the pace in transition, but that pass just a little too long, and it'll be Alison Gurrell taking a breather with Abby Lowe in, and Moa Lundqvist on those 2 personal fouls will be replaced by Rebecca Duomo. Abby Lowe with the handoff finds McVicker. Shumpert under the ball screen, able to get back in front. Abby Lowe cutting and gets the tough driving layup to go. Tough finish by Abby Lowe there. Didn't have a great angle, but able to lay it home for 2 and stop the Wildcats run. That was a 14-0 run for the hosts. And Abby Lowe trying to make a play on the ball. Gets Simone Costa's body, and she'll be called for the foul. And an offensive foul called, believe, on Rebecca Duomo on the screen. Just moving slightly to her left. She'll be called for the foul. Second team foul on the Wildcats, first on Duomo. And the Eagles are looking to get back into this game. Rodriguez Perez in the post. And a foul called on Praise Egbrever. Just a little bump on, I believe it was Abby Lowe who was cutting. And it'll be Maddie McVicker to trigger the inbound. New 14-second shot clock for the Eagles. And McVicker unable to get it in. Good defense by the Wildcats. Nowhere for McVicker to go. And 5-second violation. We'll see Coach Kenrick Liebert go to the bench with Shania Rose and Chloe Gaynor checking in. And DJ Casanova and Praise Egbrever, who did pick up that second personal foul, will head to the bench with just over 3.5 minutes left of this first half. Rose to Shumpert, working on the left wing, gets past McVicker, goes to the float, a little long by Chelsea Shumpert, and Abby Lowe able to pull down the rebound. Eagles have done a better job in the second quarter of containing the defensive glass. Costa knocked to the floor, but Shania Rose able to come up with the steal. Shumpert pull up 2 in transition, just towed the line. Abby Lowe this time fouled by Chloe Gaynor on the rebound. Referees are letting a lot of contact go, but that time Gaynor just sending Lowe to the floor, and an easy call. And that'll be the 4th team foul for the Wildcats. So Newcastle Eagles in the bonus for the last 3:07 of the first half. As Alison Gurrell back into the game for the Eagles, and Chukwuetu will take a breather. As referee Kevin Kinsella in fact handing out a bench warning to the Wildcats. Believe assistant coach Alex Haley doing a little bit too much complaining on the sideline. And so both teams now on a flop warning, and the Wildcats bench also as a warning as Lowe tried to find the cut in McVicker, but she passed it straight to the chest of Chloe Gaynor. So another Eagles turnover, up to 9 in this first half. And the Wildcats currently have 12 points off those turnovers and a chance to extend that tally here as Costa, hesitation dribble, drives past Rodriguez Perez and gets the tough layup to go. And Simone Costa now up to 15 points personal to go with 5 assists. Shumpert guarding McVicker. Wildcats bench making a lot of noise as Rodriguez Perez in the post on Gaynor goes to the face-up. Skip pass to Gurel, stays in bounds. Gurel spin, has to kick it out. Rodriguez Perez long jumper off, and a contested rebound pulled down by, I believe, not sure if Chloe Gaynor got her hands on it or if it did indeed go to Simone Costa, but Costa will come away with it. And the Wildcats again having a chance to extend this lead. That's at a game high 11 as Shumpert baseline kicks it to Costa, long 2 up and good for Simone Costa. The bench all celebrated about a 3, but unfortunately they will find it's a 2. But it still won't hurt the Wildcats' energy as Abby Lowe tries to fire up a 3 to respond, little long, and Chelsea Shumpert will pull down the rebound and she will get bumped by Alison Gurel. And that'll be the 4th team foul on the Eagles. 2nd personal on Gurel. And Rachel Bland will check in for Abby Lowe. So Chris Bunton keeping his rotation fairly consistent. And with 1:30 to go, Coach Kenrick Liebert will take a timeout and we will take a brief break here at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. Just one. And welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. 1:30 left of this first half. The host having a biggest lead of the game at 13. And they've got Rose, Shumpert, Dromo, Gaynor and Costa on the floor. And we'll see what Coach Kenrick Liebert drew up in the timeout. Looked like a side ball screen and Chloe Gaynor popping. And the Wildcats still with 10 on the shot clock. Will get the ball into Shumpert. Shumpert now in and out dribble, goes to the little runner. And Chelsea Shumpert able to lay it home for 2. And the ball nearly turned over from the Eagles on the inbound. But Chelsea Shumpert, who started the game 2 of 11 from downtown, able to go, but Bland on the floor, able to keep the handle, finds Gurel. Gurel spinning on Costa. Pull up. Miss, but an offensive rebound for the Eagles. Just their 4th offensive rebound of the game. That pulled in by Rodriguez Perez. Gurel now to the step back. Again short, but this time Maddie McVicker flying in for another rebound. So 3rd chance for the Eagles. McVicker now on Shumpert. Backs it down into the paint. Tough look. And Chloe Gaynor able to just about keep the ball alive. Good defense. And Jeromo full court pass to Costa. Simone Costa step back is good, and Simone Costa is having herself a half. She's up to 19 points personal, along with 6 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals. And the Eagles will have the final shot of the first half. Gurel winding down the clock, hands it to Bland. 3 now for Bland. She's going to drive on Rose, fire up the tough runner, banks it in. And Rachel Bland with a big shot to end the first half for the Eagles and perhaps just stem some of this Nottingham Wildcats momentum as the hosts leading by 15 at the break in what was a dominating second quarter. The Wildcats winning it 26 points to 8, and that included a 14-0 run. Newcastle will head to the locker room to talk it over, and during half-time we may hear from Tia Freeman, so stick with us for that. But first we will bring you the pre-game interviews where I caught up with Kenrick Liebert and Chris Bunton. Here pre-game with Newcastle Eagles head coach Chris Bunton. Chris, obviously you want to build some momentum into the playoffs. How important is this weekend for your team?
Yeah, it's very important, like you say. It's just a momentum, and with everything that's gone on, we just want to get better. Of course, results are always good to win games, but ultimately it's just getting the performance right and making sure we're taking positive steps for whoever we face in the playoffs.
Obviously you've had a bit of a turbulent season in terms of departures, most recently Georgia Smith just before the Dome game last week. Who's been stepping up for you to try and help with that absence?
Sure, we know that Maddie and Ali are going to do their thing. Deborah's been outstanding since she's come in, but I'm really impressed with Rachel Bland, obviously a veteran in the league, but really stepping up. Millie Oates is doing a fantastic job, and even in our last game, someone who I don't give much court time to, Molly Arnold, came in and did a fantastic job on Claire Paxton. So, they're such a together group, and I'm just excited for what we can do, see if we can upset some people.
And obviously you've already played Nottingham before, you beat them at home. What are your takeaways when you look back at that tape and things you want to carry on doing today?
I would be very surprised if it's the same game. I know they've got a couple of key people out, and we can't assume that it's going to be any easier for us. We played a near perfect game. We had people step up, hit some tough shots, and they really found it tough to guard Alison Gorell. I know that Kendrick's a very good coach, and he will have made some adjustments. So, the game's going to be very close today, I think, and it's just who can put on the bigger runs, who can get the most stops, and it'll be an exciting game.
And then on the defensive end, what do you want to continue to see improve as you build into the playoffs?
I just want to see consistency in terms of what we ask the players to do, and we know that teams are going to score, and if they score the way we've sort of asked teams to score, then it's on myself and the coaches to make the adjustments. So it's just being more consistent with that. Again, we're a very small team, so boxing out becomes key, especially against an athletic, tall Nottingham side. So we did a good job against them in the last game at home when they did have Joyner on the court. So hopefully we can continue to secure some defensive rebounds.
Well, Chris, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck this afternoon.
Thanks very much, Mikey. Always a pleasure. Thanks, Kieran, production team.
Joined pre-game by Nottingham Wildcats head coach Kenrick Liebert. Kenrick, obviously a tough road trip on Wednesday to Cardiff, a little bit short-handed. What do you make of the performance?
I was happy with the performance. We got a lot of young kids in. We played everybody minutes. We don't always try to do that. We were on the road against Cardiff. We felt like we could ease off some of the bigs, like Praise. We got her a little bit of rest, knowing we were coming into a double-header, knowing that this game was going to be a pretty important game for us. And still was able to get on the road with a shortened roster, playing everybody, and still come out with a W. They're positive days for me.
And obviously trying to build into the playoffs now, you just need that one win to clinch the 4th seed. How important is it to get it done today and not have that carry over to the last couple of games?
Well, everything's really important to play one game at a time. Thinking about winning the next one is so important in any walk of life. It's a cliche that everybody says, but you know how important it is. So for us, it's focusing on, are we progressing today? We don't have to be perfect today, we just have to have progression. We feel like we kind of owe these guys for what happened up there when we played them, and we just need to make sure we're doing the right things today.
And obviously talking about that game last time, loss on the road, what needs to change from that game today for you to come out successful?
Well, we have to be much better at making sure that we don't allow points in transition. We can't spread the floor and let Gorell and Abby go where they want. We have to be much better in the half court in terms of our defensive intensity and making sure we take away what we want to take away and we allow what we want. And then on the offensive end, the ball's got to get moved. They're like us playing a pack line. If you pack everything in and you just take one pass shot all the time, it's going to be easy to defend. We believe if we continue to move the ball, get inside touches, make them have to play us differently, I think like you've seen in the last few games, we got more than enough to put points on the board.
Well, Kenrick, thank you very much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Have fun.
Welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. I've got a little guest interview at half-time. Now joined by Wildcats player Tia Freeman. Tia, first of all, obviously I know you're a little bit frustrated not to be playing with a hand injury, but just talk about how the rehab's going and hopefully being back for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going well. I mean, it was super frustrating hurting it in the last minute of a Friday practice before we played Sevenoaks, but it's going in the right direction. I'm hopefully trying to be back on the Wednesday game against Oaklands, but we'll see. Playoffs is the goal. That's the most important games to be back for.
And obviously the regular season's drawn to a close now. Just talk about your feelings of the overall season. Obviously it's been a difficult year with all the COVID things and obviously some lineup changes as well throughout the year.
Yeah, we've adjusted so many times. I feel like we had Jazz in, then Jazz went out, we had to adjust to that. We had people like Praise coming in, she's playing big minutes now, really stepping up. You know, she had a double-double against Cardiff, like that's really big for a junior. And then obviously I'm out, so Simone and Chelsea are playing super heavy minutes at the moment, but hopefully they'll get a rest if we keep going at the pace we are in the game today. So yeah, we're adjusting well, I think, though, for sure.
And obviously you this season, how do you feel your development's gone your second year at the club as well, and obviously a little bit more comfort level in the system and what you expect to do on a day in day out basis?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling more comfortable this year. I felt like I can take more of a leadership role on the team, and being one of the Brits, I feel like I know the league well and I can help Simone and people like Chelsea understand it more, and Chloe's helping with that as well. But yeah, we train a lot, play a lot, keep our scouting reports on all the teams, but it's going good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
And obviously a slightly different year for you as well. Obviously you're still studying, but you've not had the Bucks games on a Wednesday. How's that helped you in a way that you've been able to focus just on WBBL this year a little bit more and sort of not play as many games?
Yeah, it's definitely helped. I think my schedule was ridiculous last year, you know, studying in my second year. And then playing Bucks, training with Bucks, and then rushing to a WBBL practice, trying to fit that in, maybe an individual session and double headers. But yeah, this year, although it's been difficult trying to organise extra COVID games in or whatever, it's definitely been a lot easier this year, and my body's felt a lot better this year.
And just talk a little bit about your route through the basketball. Obviously you've talked about staying at home and not choosing to go to the States. Just talk about that decision and why you went down that route and why you think it's still a pathway option for juniors. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, literally everyone I knew went to the States, but I thought I'm not just going to go because everyone else is going. I want to do the best option for me, and academics is obviously a big thing for me, and going to a UK university, getting a degree in the UK is a great thing academically. And basketball wise, playing in the WBBL since I was 16, that put me at a great opportunity to play against players like Kat Carr, to play with people like Chelsea and Jazz. It's been super helpful for my development and pushing me as a player. And even now, I still get pushed at practice playing with all these imports that we have being brought in, and I think I've developed just as well staying here as I probably would in America, so I'm pretty happy.
And obviously you talk about your junior development, obviously the juniors today, some of them stepping up in the first quarter. You saw the three from DJ Casanova. Just talk about how they've continued to grow and how you're helping them grow as well as a leader.
Yeah, we really push the juniors in practice. You know, we don't go easy on them. We tell them they got to step it up all the time, but they take it on the chin and they know that that's what they got to do if they want to come in and play in these games. And they've shown it today. I think every junior has pretty much come on almost just in this first half and showed themselves. You know, Marion, DJ, Maisie, and they're showing they're progressing. And hopefully the ones that stay here next year for third years, they're going to really step it up as well.
What have you seen from your team this afternoon? Obviously a little bit frustrating sitting on the corner of the bench, but a really good first half.
Yeah, it was really good. We had some lapses, you're always going to have. We got to stop them getting so many offensive boards, but we're pushing the ball well. We're playing with tempo, and the juniors coming in, keep that tempo high. When we've got a double header weekend, we can get Chelsea out and Simone out, let them catch their breath, but we're playing good. I mean, 41 points to the half and holding them to 26, that's definitely something we'll take for sure.
And obviously I know you don't want to look too far ahead to the playoffs because you'll probably get Kendrick shouting at you when he washes his back, but just talk about the expectation of this group going into the playoffs next week and how far this group can potentially go.
Yeah, I mean, when we're healthy, we can really push it. But even when I come back, I'm feeling confident to make a good run in the playoffs. I think it's looking like we'll play Manchester or potentially Essex, and we're feeling confident to go into that matchup for sure. And hopefully face, obviously, one of the top three teams in the semi-finals. But we're feeling good. We feel like we can push them and potentially get a win. So yeah.
Well, Tia, we'll let you go get ready for the second half.
All
We
right.
will take a quick break at Nottingham Wildcats Arena and be back with you in about 2 minutes for
Thank
the second
you.
half. And welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. We've got 1 minute to go till we kick off the second half. The Nottingham Wildcats leading the Newcastle Eagles 41-26 at the break, thanks to a 26-8 second quarter. Simone Costa leading the way for the Wildcats with 19.6 rebounds and 2 assists. And the Eagles being paced by Abby Lowe, who has 9 points. Story of offensive struggles for the two leading scorers for the Eagles in that first half. Alison Gorell and Maddie McVicker are combined 3 of 20 from the floor, including 1 of 9 from 3. And Chris Bunting will no doubt be looking for those two to step up in the second half. As we wait for the final seconds to come off the clock, it'll be Shumpert, Duomo, Egbreva, Costa and Lundqvist for the Wildcats. And the Eagles, McVicker, Gorell, Rodriguez, Perez, Bland and Lowe. And it'll be Newcastle Eagles ball to start this second half. McVicker to Bland. Now finds Gurel working on the right wing, gets to the baseline, has to fire a cross-court pass, but finds a wide open Maddie McVicker. And we just talked about McVicker and Gurel needing to step up. The two combine for the opening points of the second half. Maddie McVicker gets her second triple to go, and now she's a leading Eagles scorer the second leading scorer at 8 points. As Jeromo wide open at the top of the key, knocks it down. And Nottingham Wildcats, who started 1 of 8 from downtown, now made 4 of their last 5. So 3 of their last 4. And they take a 15-point lead as Abby Lowe goes to cut, but Maddie McVicker, unfortunately for the Eagles, passes to exactly where she was stood. And that is the Eagles' 11th turnover of the afternoon. It was 10 first half turnovers for the Newcastle Eagles, which Nottingham turned into 14 points. As the ball now into the hands of Simone Costa. Now Lundqvist in the high post, guarded by Lowe. Ball knocked away by Abby Lowe. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Simone Costa's going to have to fire it up. In and out. Rebound tipped out, and the ball will roll out to Maddie McVicker. And the Eagles now have a 3-on-2. McVicker to Gurel. And for the first time this afternoon, the Newcastle Eagles will head to the foul line. Jeromo fouling Gurel, and it'll be the league's leading scorer to the line for 2. Alison Gurel, who averages 8.4 free throws a game for the Eagles, and shooting just over 80% on the season. Able to make the first, but the second in and out. And the Wildcats looking to push off the miss. Jeromo Eurostep layup is good. Not quite sure who threw that outlet pass, but Wildcats are looking to push in transition again, and they're up to 15 fast break points compared to none for the Eagles. And in a 16-point lead, that says a lot, as the 3 up and good for Rachel Bland, who is now into double figures and still perfect from the floor. Bland 4 of 4 now on the afternoon. And now Gurel comes up with the steal. Shumpert and Costa down. And Chelsea Shumpert trying to make a play on the ball. Called for an unsportsmanlike foul. And it'd be Gurel to the line for 2 and possession for the Eagles. And again, Alison Gurel not able to make both and split the free throws. And after the unsportsmanlike will be the Eagles' possession. Eagles entering with Rodriguez Perez. McVicker left wing 3 up and good. So back-to-back threes for Newcastle. And they've got this game once again into single digits. It's a 9-point lead now for the Wildcats. As Costa looked like she got caught in the face by Gurel, but referee's happy to let play go on. And Egbreva on the step through, called for the travel. As Rodriguez Perez, Newcastle again looking for this same set. McVicker and Gurel playing on the same side of the floor. Gurel, Shumpert caught on the screen, gets a wide open look at the 3, but Gurel off to the left as Jeromo and Lowe hit the floor. But it's Chelsea Shumpert with the rebound, and she's now got Gurel going to shoot the 3 way off to the right by Shumpert. Ball straight off the backboard, and Moa Lundqvist able to keep it alive. Egbereva now on the elbow, skips to Shumpert, 6 on the shot clock. Shumpert down to Lundqvist, turnaround jump shot is good for Moa Lundqvist. And with 1 second on the shot clock, the Swede able to knock it down and bring her to 6 points personal. And Abby Lowe fouled in transition for the Eagles. Foul on Jeromo, her third of the game. And she will check out to be replaced by Shania Rose. As Gurel working again on the baseline. Good defense once again by Simone Costa. Abby Lowe's triple this time doesn't drop. And Chelsea Shumpert with the defensive board. She'll push in transition, find a wide open Shania Rose. And Shania Rose makes no mistake. And the Wildcats get their 5th triple of the afternoon. As McVicker tries to find Rodriguez Perez, but Egbereva with the steal. Shumpert gets the contact from McVicker, lays it home for 2. And Chelsea Shumpert will have a chance to complete a 3-point play. First foul of the quarter on Maddie McVicker, second personal on McVicker, first team on the Eagles. And Chelsea Shumpert back to the line for the second time this afternoon. And she's able to convert the 3-point play. Wildcats still a perfect 7 of 7 from the line. As Rodriguez Perez working on Egbereva, forced to skip it out to Lowe. She drives into the middle, gets a little bit of contact from Shania Rose, but Abby Lowe again making another tough layup. And she now joins McVicker and Bland in double digits, but Moa Lundqvist able to respond on the other end for Nottingham. And this lead still hovering around 17 points as Gurel spins, kicks it to Bland. She extra pass to McVicker, her 3 up and good. And Maddie McVicker now with 4 triples on the afternoon. As Egbereva gets the ball in the post, kicks it to Lundqvist, her elbow jumper just a little off. And McVicker with her 5th rebound of the game. She now leads the Newcastle Eagles in rebounding this afternoon. As Rodriguez Perez tries to find the cutting low, and a foul is called on Egbereva. That'll be her 3rd personal, 4th team foul for the Wildcats, and she will take a break and be replaced by Chloe Gaynor. So Eagles with 5 minutes in the bonus to finish this 3rd quarter, see if they can get to the line. As Lowe again looking to be aggressive, can't get the layup to go. Rodriguez Perez with the layup, the rebound, and she finds McVicker, and Maddie McVicker again able to make the 3. And all of a sudden McVicker up to 17 points. And the Eagles bench trying to get their team to get a stop, and they do as Costa has the ball slip out her hands. And the Eagles have a chance to cut this to single digits once again. As McVicker working on Rose, goes behind the back and then fires a poor pass out the hands of Rodriguez Perez, and it will be a Eagles turnover. Shumpert flying off the baseline. Costa thought Shumpert was going to roll, but the ball's loose and somehow it rolls straight into the hands of Chloe Gaynor, who's able to walk in for the uncontested layup. So a little bit fortunate for the Wildcats as Gurel looks to get aggressive again, and this time it'll be Simone Costa called for the push, and Alison Gurel are back to the line. 4-2, Gurel 2 of 4 on the afternoon. And still just now with that 1 field goal for the WBBL's leading scorer. And this time Gurel able to go 2 of 2. And Eagles showing a bit of zone press as Lundqvist to Costa. has it not loose, and Abby Lowe able to tap past to Gurrell, and Alison Gurrell lays it home for 2. And the Eagles have now got it down to single digits, as Costa this time able to bring the ball over half court, finds Gaynor, and this time Wildcats able to break the press for a layup, and 4 quick points for Chloe Gaynor off the Wildcats bench. Wildcats bench now up to 12 points as a unit, as Lowe fires it up, little too strong, and Shumpert with a full court pass to Costa, who tips it to the trailing Moa Lundqvist. A lovely transition offense by the Wildcats. And again, any Eagles momentum seems to have just slipped away. Every time Chris Bunton's side's made a bit of a run in this third quarter, the hosts have responded. And Shania Rose will be called for the push on Rachel Bland setting the screen. And it'll be Rachel Bland to the line for 2 with the Wildcats in team fouls. And the referee just heading over just to tell the Eagles bench just to quieten down a little bit. And it is in fact dear Paul Nielsen who's being told off for being a bit too loud on the Eagles bench, as Bland, the first non-Eagle that named Alison Gurrell to the line this afternoon, she can't get the first to go. But Bland able to make the second, and it'll be Bland heading to the bench with Rodriguez Perez back in to the lineup. As again, Eagles setting up in a press. Shania Rose looking for an option, finds Shumpert, who's going to get trapped. Underhand pass, and eventually the ball finds Costa, and Wildcats have a 3-on-3. Simone Costa tripped on the way to the bucket. And that'll be the 3rd team foul for the Eagles. Believe that foul was on Abby Lowe, and that would be her 2nd personal foul. And it'll be Simone Costa to trigger the inbound. Looks like Shumpert was going to be wide open, but Casanova's wide open in the opposite corner. Her 3 up, and a fight for the rebound, and it's pulled in by Rodriguez Perez. As Gurrell trying to post up the smaller Casanova. And the ball into Rodriguez Perez. She's working the baseline. Reverse layup short, but Gaynor can't pull down the rebound. And Maddie McVicker will now give it again inside to Rodriguez Perez. Finds Gurrell, 6 on the shot clock. Gurrell spins, gets contact, gets the basket to go. And Alison Gurrell with a chance for the 2 and the free throw to come. And Gurrell with a chance to convert the 3-point play. Not gonna lie, got no idea who the foul was actually on. We'll try and update you when we can. Foul was on DJ Casanova, so that'll be her first. As Casanova now with the ball, looking for Gaynor in the post, but doesn't have the angle to throw it in. Ball reversed to Shumpert, 5 on the shot clock. And Shumpert bumped by Abby Lowe. That'll be her 3rd personal foul of the game. And correction, 3rd team foul on the Eagles as well. So Newcastle still with 1 foul to give. As Costa throws it into Gaynor, but Rodriguez Perez with the reach in from behind. And now that is the 4th team foul on the Eagles, so Wildcats in the bonus for the final 2 minutes. second personal foul on Rodriguez Perez, and Kenrick Liebert will give a break to Shumper and Rose, with Olawayan and Lundqvist are back into the game for the Wildcats. Lundqvist trying to get position on low, kicks it out to Simone Costa, and Simone Costa buries her second triple of the afternoon. And again, every time the Eagles get it to 9 or 10, the Wildcats seem to respond. As Lowe's corner three, in and out, rebound by Gaynor, and she will find Simone Costa, who's up to 24 points personal to go with 6 rebounds. Lundqvist to Olawayan, has it stripped by Gurel, and Alison Gurel will coast in for the fast break layup. And Alison Gurel hoping that she can get going more. She's up to 10 points in this third quarter. Now she nearly deflects the ball away again. Indeed it does, as McVicker comes up with it. She will stop in the lane, pull up short by Maddie McVicker, and Moa Lundqvist with the rebound. And Lundqvist tied up by Ori Chukwu-Etu, and the jump ball arrow favouring the Wildcats. And it'll be Mariam Olawayan to bring it up. Newcastle Eagles see if they can force a third turnover in a row to try and close out this third quarter. Olawayan's forced to pick it up, and Abby Lowe deflects it out of bounds. And Maisie Everson will check in for the Wildcats. Rachel Bland for the Eagles. Low on those 3 personal fouls, so Chris Button not wanting her to pick up a fourth going into the quarter break. As Gaynor skip pass to Everson, she's wide open, puts the ball on the floor. 4 seconds now, Everson to Lundqvist. Lundqvist blocked by Gurel, and Chukwu-Etu will hold it down, and Newcastle Eagles will be able to have the final shot of the quarter. And Chris Button asking for a clear out for Gurel. Isolation on Everson. Gurel still dancing with it. 4 now, kicks it to Bland. Skip to Chukwu-Etu, her short corner jump shot just off to the left. And that will do it for the end of 3 quarters here in Nottingham. High scoring third quarter, which the Newcastle Eagles win 29 points to 24, but the Eagles still trailing by 10 after 3. And again, if you are late joining us, we would like to thank you to everyone who entered the giveaway that the Nottingham Wildcats have been running, and we are pleased to announce the winners are Ellie Petch, who's won a Wildcats top, and Laura Doherty, who's won a Beneco's bag of goodies, and the club will be in contact with you in the near future to arrange the delivery of your prize. And during the quarter break we will have a quick look around the league. Reminder that it is a weekend full of games. Currently the only other game running is Manchester Mystics 17, Caledonia Pride 14 at the end of the first quarter. Obviously Mystics, along with the Wildcats and Eagles, in that race for the spots 4 to 8 in the playoffs. And the Oakland Wolves last night taking a big step to becoming the last playoff team with a 70-46 win over the Cardiff Met Archers. And following us, the Oakland's Wolves back in action as they have a triple header this weekend. They will host Durham, and then at 4 o'clock the London Lions will take on the Leicester Riders. The Newcastle Eagles will be back in action tomorrow to complete their regular season schedule at home to the Manchester Mystics, and we'll be back here at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena 2 p.m. tip-off, and coverage live about 1:50 tomorrow afternoon as Nottingham host Durham in the penultimate game for both teams, as those two sides will finish out their action on Wednesday night. And a reminder that this has Nottingham Wildcats today, with a win, will clinch the 4th seed, which normally would mean they have a home playoff game. However, this year all games are in a central venue, so Nottingham will still get the prize of travelling up to Newcastle for their playoff game next weekend, which will happen on next Sunday. We'll get more into that later in the stream, but for now it'll be the Eagles to get us underway for the 4th quarter, with Gurel, McVicker, Rodriguez, Perez, Bland and Chukwu Etu on the floor. And we immediately start with a foul. Shania Rose runs over Rodriguez Perez, and she'll be called for her 2nd personal foul. McVicker off the flare screen, forced to put it on the floor. Now the ball's in hands of Gurel. Chukwu Etu, 5 on the shot clock. Now McVicker driving into the lane, gets the runner up, but just a little bit off, and Mora Lundqvist with yet another defensive board. Shumpert now to the hot hand of Costa. She tries to throw it in, but the ball tipped and last touched by Mora Lundqvist. Credit to Maddie McVicker for the defence. And Eagles with a stop early on in the 3rd quarter. The Wildcats offence has certainly slowed down in the last few minutes, mostly with those turnovers, but Chelsea Shumpert this time forces one for the Eagles, jumps in the passing lane and goes coast to coast to lay at home. 4-2. And with that rebound she pulled in just a minute ago, Mora Lundqvist now of a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, as another turnover for the Eagles, as Gurel was expecting McVicker to cut, but she got bumped just a little bit, and McVicker late to get there, and the ball flew out of bounds for the Eagles. It's their 15th turnover of the contest, Nottingham with 13 of their own. But the difference being the points from turnovers. The Wildcats are leading that 18-4. As Costa wide open, this time doesn't even look to the three. Shumpert was also wide open on the flare screen, but Wildcats choosing just to be aggressive, and Egbreva called for the travel. Unable to get the ball down before she lifted her pivot foot. Rodriguez Perez again, Eagles operating on the one side of the floor with Rodriguez Perez on the elbow and Gurel and McVicker, and Gurel manages to create some separation on Costa, and Alison Gurel and Maddie McVicker both had strong second halves for the Eagles. Simone Costa finds Lundqvist. Egbereva on the post up, backing down Rodriguez Perez to the left hand, gets it to go. Perez Egbereva has had a little bit of a quiet afternoon scoring, able to notch her third field goal of the afternoon. And again, the Newcastle Eagles just can't get this lead below 9 as Gurel's shot rims out, and Shumpert will push in transition. No one able to slow the ball down. She finds Rose, able to get Bland up and in the air, wide open free for Rose. And Egbereva's put back blocked by Rodriguez Perez. As Gurel now drives, and Mora Lundqvist are late on the block. And she'll be called for her third personal foul. And Alison Gurel will go back to the free throw line. Talked about Gurel not having a free throw attempt in the first half. This will be now her 8th and 9th, so now bang on season average in free throw attempts for Gurel. And Nottingham will have to navigate the final 7-19 with both their starting bigs on 3 personal fouls. Shumpert working on the baseline, goes to the pull-up, well long for Chelsea Shumpert, and an easy board for Alison Gurrell. And she looks to go coast to coast, goes to the step through, and contact is coming. Foul on 24, that's Simone Costas. Her second personal, third team foul for the Wildcats. And it'll be Gurrell back to the free throw line once again. She's 6 of 9 on the day. Make that 7 of 10. And for the first time since midway through the second quarter, the Newcastle Eagles have got this lead to under 9. It's an 8-point game with 6:50 to go. As Costa, given room to isolate, gets the bump by Rodriguez Perez. Referee's happy with the no call, and the ball will head out of bounds. Once again, and the turnovers really racking up in this second half for the Wildcats. But Gurrell and McVicker again unable to convert on the opportunity, and still, despite the 16 Nottingham Wildcats turnovers, the Eagles just have 6 points off those. And it'll be a tale of missed opportunities. Lundqvist and Shumpert give and go. And Chelsea Shumpert able to get all the way to the rim, and she's up to 16 points personal. As Rodriguez Perez just able to connect with Lowe. Didn't look like Lowe was expecting that pass. And now Gurrell skips it back to Lowe. She's got a wide open look at the three, in and out for Abby Lowe. But Eagles able to get an offensive rebound. And McVicker just about able to get it into the hands of Gurrell. Gurrell to Abby Lowe, driving on Lundqvist, and cut basket good for Abby Lowe. And she will go to line with a chance to complete the 3-point play. And foul on Moa Lundqvist. That'll be her 4th personal foul, and the 4th team foul for the Wildcats. And Abby Lowe not able to complete the 3-point play, but she's up to 14 points personal, and the lead back again at 8. And we'll see if Eagles can make a little bit of a run. Shumpert fires up the 3 to respond. And Chelsea Shumpert finally gets her second to go. She's now 2 of 8 from downtown. And the lead into double digits as Rodriguez Perez works in the post, hands it off to Abby Lowe, and she gets the little 8-foot jumper to go. So back-to-back baskets for Abby Lowe. And offense continuing to dominate this second half, with teams unable to string multiple stops together. And Chelsea Shumpert gets to the hoop, lays it home for 2. And Chris Bunton will use a timeout. And a reminder that the May Madness giveaway ends today. And all you need to enter to that is head over to the Nottingham Wildcats Facebook page. Look at the post pinned at the top of the Facebook page and put in your thoughts about the season, and you can be entered into the giveaway, which potentially will include tickets to next year's playoff final. And we will announce that winner live on stream tomorrow. Reminder that tip here at Nottingham Wildcats Arena is 2 o'clock for Nottingham Wildcats and Durham in the penultimate regular season game. And as the teams finish a timeout, take a chance to remind you of the new WBBL playoff format. So next weekend up in Newcastle at the Virtue Motors Arena, on Saturday it will be the 1 and 8 seeds play each other, along with 2 and 7. Those tips 5 and a half, 7, and then next Sunday the matchups between the 3 and 6 and the 4 and 5 will happen. Those tips will happen 3 o'clock and 5:30, and then the following Friday, which is Friday the Friday the 7th of May, the semi-finals at the University of Worcester Arena before the final at the Morningside Arena in Leicester on the 16th of May. And it'll be the Eagles who get us back underway at the timeout. Gurel working in the post on Shania Rose. Good defense by defense by Egbereva, forces the miss. Shumpert going coast to coast in transition. She can't get the layup to go, but the foul on Rodriguez Perez, her third. And Chelsea Shumpert back to the line for 2 shots. Shumpert an 80% free throw shooter. And she will see if the Wildcats can stay perfect from the line this afternoon. And Chris Bunton talking himself into a warning. And you could tell he was getting one by the fact that when he was finally given a warning, he thanked the referee for giving him a warning. Something we don't see too often. Shumpert misses the free throw. Shumpert now 1 rebound away from a double-double. She's got 21 points, 9 rebounds, along with 5 assists. As Eagles again for the Horns, flare screen for McVicker. Got a good look at the 3, and there's the rebound for the double-double for Chelsea Shumpert, who trips over Abby Lowe, throws it away. Ball into hands of Gurel, her pull-up in and out, and a foul on the rebound. And the rebounding foul called on Rodriguez Perez. That's her 4th. So 2nd team foul for the Eagles. And it'll be Simone Costa to run the point for the Wildcats, still leading by double digits. And 4 minutes away from clinching the 4 seed for the playoffs. But Egbereva gets it knocked away. McVicker trying to throw it long, but Simone Costa able to get back and break it up. And now the Wildcats will have a chance to run. Shumpert to Costa, and she is blocked by Rodriguez Perez. And looks like Rodriguez Perez got the ball, but also got some of Simone Costa's head. Didn't have a great view from this side with the contact being on the opposite side. And that will do it for Deborah Rodriguez Perez for this afternoon. She fouls out, scoreless on the afternoon, but 5 rebounds and 4 assists for the addition to the Eagles. And she was brought in to replace the departed Lisa Koop, who headed to Germany and Hanover. And it'll be Ori Chukwu Etu to replace her. And Simone Costa able to make both at the line. She's up to 26 points personal. Believe her career high for the Wildcats is 28. As Gurel again spins, well defended by Simone Costa. And McVicker looking for options, finds Chukwu Etu. Her 3 blocked by Egbereva, but Rachel Bland able to be there, and she will lay it home for 2. Good awareness by Rachel Bland to collect the tip shot. And Chelsea Shumpert will now look to slow it down. And Simone Costa blows by McVicker, finds the wide open Shania Rose, her 3 up. And contested rebound comes out to Rebecca Drummer, and she will reset it. And Chelsea Shumpert trying to fire it down low to Egbereva, who's now got a size mismatch for the rest of the game. Turns it over. And Abby Lowe with the 3 from the trail spot, knocks it down. And we're still in reach for the Eagles. It's a 9-point game, 3 minutes to go. Schumpert works the baseline but steps on it before she gets the pass. And Coach Kenrick Liebert will go to the bench. Moa Lundqvist and DJ Casanova checking in for Egbereva and Duomo. And we'll see if the Eagles can get this back to a 2-possession game. Ball in with Gorell in the short corner. She's backing down Costa. Looks like she was almost caught under the rim, but Gorell able to avoid the rim and get it to go. And the league's leading scorer yet again into the 20s. She's now to Alison Gorell up to 21 points personal. Schumpert, 7 on the shot clock. Has to reverse the ball. Casanova to Lundqvist. Elbow jumper for Moa Lundqvist. Up and good. And the lead still at 9 as we're now into the final 2 minutes here at the Nottingham Wildcats Arena. McVicker lines up the trail 3 and the ball will roll out of bounds. And Chris Bunton asking his team to go into a press. But first of all, Kenrick Liebert will use one of his 2 remaining timeouts with his side leading by 9. 1 minute 46 to go. And a reminder that tomorrow the Nottingham Wildcats are back in action to conclude their home schedule. They will face off against Durham here in Nottingham, and tomorrow I am pleased to announce I will be joined by a special guest. Jasmine Joyner will be joining us for the whole game on commentary, so keep an eye out for that, and hopefully we will be able to get the live chat up and running tomorrow so you can get some questions in for Jasmine, which we will address during halftime of tomorrow's game. And both teams just about to head onto the floor for the final 1 minute 46 of action. And Nottingham look like they're in position to clinch the number 4 seed for the playoffs. And the rest of the Newcastle Eagles, Manchester Met Mystics, Oakland Wolves and Essex Rebels all have a chance to finish anywhere between 5 and 8, and that will unfold throughout the rest of today's games and into tomorrow's action as Nottingham decide to advance the ball out of the timeout. So 14 on the shot clock, and Chelsea Schumpert will come up to get it. McVicker slips and gives Schumpert room to fire at the 3, but she can't get it to go. But a big offensive rebound for Chloe Gaynor. Wildcats now up to 12 offensive rebounds on the afternoon. And Schumpert dishes it, and the ball tipped out of bounds by Abby Lowe. And it will be DJ Casanova to trigger the inbound with 4 left on the shot clock. Lundqvist, elbow jumper up and good. Big shot for Moa Lundqvist, and she's now up to 14 points personal to go with her 11 rebounds and 5 assists as McVicker drives, gets some contact and able to lay it home for 2. And again, Casanova on the floor. Referee's happy to play on. Schumpert gets into lane, kicks it. Casanova, corner 3 up. And a little off, and Abby Lowe will have a chance to push for the Eagles in transition, trailing by 9. Gorell to Chukwuetu, pump fakes, and back foot just slips a little bit. And Chris Bunton wanting the Eagles in a press, and Simone Costa will almost single-handedly break it, hands it off to Gaynor, gets it back. And the Wildcats, no doubt right now, will burn some clock as Schumpert now with Bland guarding a 6 on the shot clock. Schumpert, fadeaway jumper, in and good. And Chris Bunton will call a timeout with 32.3 seconds to go. His side trailing by 11. A reminder, make sure you stay with us after the game, and we'll get post-game reaction from both camps. For the Wildcats, it'll be Simone Costa heading over along with Kenrick Liebird, and of course we'll get the thoughts of the Eagles head coach Chris Bunton as he uses his timeout presumably at this stage of the season to work on some things ahead of the playoffs. Casey finds himself in a close game down the stretch, and he indeed will choose to advance the ball. So 14-second shot clock for the Eagles. And Eagles lined up in a stack on the free throw line. Garel to McVicker, corner three up and in and out for McVicker. And Simone Costa has the ball knocked out of bounds by Abby Lowe. And Wildcats will have 6 seconds to get it over to avoid the 8-second call. Casanova to Costa. To Casanova, who just gets it over to avoid the 8 seconds in the nick of time. And a foul called as Chukwu Etu tried to tie up DJ Casanova. And it will be a sideline ball for the Wildcats. 1 second game shot clock differential, and also the 4th team foul for the Eagles. So if they do foul again, it will be the Wildcats to the line. As Shumpert off the screen by Lundqvist finds Casanova, corner, long two, in and out. Gainer put back, can't get it to go. And that will do it from the Nottingham Wildcats arena. Nottingham Wildcats 85, Newcastle Eagles 74. And the Nottingham Wildcats able to wrap up the number 4 seed for the playoffs. And we will join you in a couple of minutes' time to get post-game reaction from both camps. Welcome back to the Nottingham Wildcats arena. Final score here, Nottingham 85, Newcastle Eagles 74. Of course, Nottingham clinching the 4th spot for the playoffs and we'll be joined ever so shortly by, it looks like Simone Costa's heading over first, so we'll get Simone's thoughts. As of course reminded ahead of the double-header weekend. Simone, obviously win clinches the number 4 overall seed, but the performance as well today, you must be really happy with that.
Yeah, it was good. We came and we got the win. That's what we wanted. That's what we worked for all week. We followed the game plan and we listened to coach, so it was a good outcome.
And obviously for you, you started off scoring really well. I think you had 19 points at the half. Just talk about how you'll continue to develop offensively in the end, especially with the likes of Tia still out.
I do what my team needs me to do, so I think I came out strong, I came out focused, and I got where I wanted to be, so yeah, I'm very happy, very positive.
And just talk about the evolution of this team to try and build some momentum now. Obviously, you've got 2 games that don't mean a lot in terms of the standings, but are important to try and get that momentum heading into next week's playoffs.
Yeah, obviously we want to go in the playoffs on wins. We don't want to lose any more games. I feel like everybody been stepping up well, so just continue to do our job.
And obviously, quick turnaround Durham tomorrow. What do you expect from the Durham team coming in, who obviously have got nothing to lose at this stage of the season?
Yeah, I expect them to be competitive like they always are, and I also expect us to be competitive and be prepared and come out with a win.
Well, Simone, we'll go let you cool down and get ready for tomorrow, and well done today.
Thank you.
And hopefully the 2 head coaches, you can probably just see on camera just talking to themselves, and we'll see if we can get one or both of them to head over so we get their reaction. Looks like Kenrick will be joining us first, and then we'll get some thoughts from the Eagles camp as well.
Hey.
Kenrick, you wanted to clinch the number 4 seed today, you've got it done. Just talk about the performance from your side this afternoon.
Yeah, a little bit Jekyll and Hyde. I thought at times we were excellent. The way we started the game was just dominant. I thought Simone was brilliant. One of the things I said to them is I felt like we were in control the whole game. I felt like we usually have these moments in late games that get tight where one person tries to take over. That didn't happen today. I thought we kept sharing the ball, kept trying to get each other shots, and I think that panned out in the end. And again, we got to play some young kids. We get to use some of the bench. I thought DJ came in and did really well. That was really impressive, and again, good win.
And obviously you talked about Simone, she had 19 at the half and then found a little role in the second half of trying to distribute more. Just talk about the evolution of Chelsea and Simone, obviously playing on ball, off ball, and how that partnership's really starting to gel for you offensively.
Yeah, I think you look at them, I think one, they take real pride in guarding the best 2 players on the opposition. So we talk about Simone's offense, she had 19, but she also guarded Garell and held her to 2 in the first half. That's a really good 2-way performance. I thought Chelsea came in with the right mindset, and again, there were times, early in the season where she probably put that shot up in the air, and today she found people, she drove in, found people, distributed, continued to assist, and that's why she's one of the top assist people in the league.
And obviously now you've got number 4 seed in, but how important is it that you carry on momentum to Sunday and beyond to get ready for the playoffs next weekend?
Yeah, for us, we want to be playing our best come playoff time. That's a belief of mine. That's, some of the things we do. Some people might not understand why we do some of those things, but we do them because we're thinking not only win this game, but also do things that are going to allow us to compete against the top team in the league. And so, we now have our fate sealed. It's now nice to see whatever comes out the rest of this weekend, and then we want to get better tomorrow, and then we want to get better again on Wednesday.
And obviously Durham tomorrow. What do you need to see from your team today to build on today's performance?
Well, obviously we need some other people to come in and contribute. You saw good minutes from DJ. We've seen consistency from like Maz and Maisie when she's got in there in the year. It's nice to see Shan back playing a couple games in a row, getting healthy. I thought Becky, that was maybe one of her best performances of the year. She looked a little bit more comfortable and confident in the second half. And then Chloe's just continuing to do better all the time as her body heals. So we need more people to come in and play, and I'm sure that's what will happen. And then we just got to make sure that we're ready to manage the twin towers that they have inside.
Well, Kenrick, we'll let you go debrief again and see you tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And hopefully we will shortly be able to get some reaction from the Eagles camp. Chris Bunton's just picked up the stat sheet. She's just going to take a minute to look at it. Reminder that Nottingham at home tomorrow against Durham, and this is your last chance to enter the Made Madness competition. So head over to the Nottingham Wildcats Facebook page, the pinned post at the top, and leave your comments, and we will be announcing that winner live on stream. And Chris Bunton just taking a moment to head over. And Chris, you talked before the game about wanting to get some consistency. You didn't quite get that this afternoon.
I would rather no one else got one. If we're going to get one, I'd rather I got one.
And hopefully we should be back. I believe they had a little power outage here in Nottingham with a cable coming out, so not quite sure where you left off, but here with Newcastle Eagles head coach Chris Bunton. Chris, you talked about the transition not being great. You also gave it 30 fast break points. Is it nice to have, in a way though, a one area of emphasis that you can look back on and fix this week, rather than have multiple different things that you want to address going into the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right. So, fast breaks, because of our poor turnovers, giving them 24 points from the turnovers. So, I think they played pretty well, but we gave them the game to do that. We fight back, and that's a credit to the team that we have and the way that they play, day in, day out. But too many lapses in concentration, not enough consistency. And there are positives, and we just have to keep working on. But that's what's going to happen with a group of players that we have.